The defending Atlantic Conference champs of the International Women's Football League, the New York Sharks, kicked off their 2017 season earlier this month in the Colonial Division. Now, off-season coaching changes means the on-the-field adjustments for Shark players. Joining me to talk about their season so far and more is the New York Sharks Director of Public Relations, Collette Smith. Welcome to BK Live.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
And also defensive back, Nhandi Brown. Right. And also nice to see the head coach, new head coach, Reggie Green. Me and Reggie go back to Fort Hamilton. Matter of fact, he's still over there with the Fort Hamilton Tigers. Let's talk about your season. So, matter of fact, before we talk about the season so far, let's talk about last season. Yeah. Let's go over that.
Last season was an incredible season. Everybody, we had a winning season. So 8 games, regular season games, undefeated. Everybody was amped up. We thought we were going to go all the way. In fact, we knew we were going to go all the way. And then I believe we came a little overconfident. We played the Minnesota Vixens in Minnesota. And tackling was off, special teams was off. It was just an odd day for us. But we've never recuperated from that, except that we're angry, we're frustrated, and we want to take it all now this season.
You know, and it's a shame because you can go undefeated the whole season, postseason play, some postseason play, but it's a shame when you lose that game. Matter of fact, it's almost better if you lose during the regular season than during that one game, because when that one loss, you won and done. The season's over.
Yeah, it was over. You know, and to fly out there, the whole team to fly out there on the trip to Minnesota, go to their home field. We wanted to show something to the world, and it didn't end up like that. You know, so double overtime to lose that game, it hurt. It hurt a great deal.
How about you? How was last season?
It was a lot of painful, because you know you came so far after putting all the work in, and then in the end it didn't. When you pictured it, it's like, oh man, we lost. It was really a painful night.
What year are you in right now? So this is your second, third year? How many years?
This is my 4th year playing.
4th year, so you are a vet. But speaking of non-vets, when it comes to being the head man that sits next to the man, that sits next to the man, that sits next to the man, he's now the man, right? You're now the head coach. How does that feel? Because you sat next to Coach Leno at Fort Hamilton. You also, Danny Perez at Fort Hamilton. You Coach Rich with the New York Sharks for years. Now you are the head coach. And you probably said, when I get head coach, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that. So how's it going so far?
It's actually going wonderful. For me, it hasn't felt any different from the years I've been coaching before. It's just automatic. It's kind of what I do.
As a male, coaching boys, coaching young men, and then coaching females, the difference is there, what would you say?
There's a lot more questions from coaching women than coaching young boys, you know.
Go ahead.
But, you know, other than that, they're pretty much eager to learn, the women. They're very excited, they're coachable.
The transition for yourself, too, and also the transition for you as a player. And the staff, how's that been going? Especially you had Coach Rich last year now. Coach Green is your head coach. What is that transition?
I always love new coaches and stuff, because there's always got different techniques on how to teach you. And you always get to learn something new from each coach. So I enjoy talking to him. So he's been my coach for about when I was playing in my 2nd year, 3rd year. So I've been around him, so I have that confirmation and connection. So basically, when I get what he wants for me to do on and off the field.
Coach, the season so far, and also Collette, it's been a little rough in the beginning, right? You guys, what, 1-2 right now?
1-2 right now. Yeah, I'm also one of the coaches. So I'm on staff with the director of marketing and PR side, but I'm also an assistant defensive backs coach. It's a change. I mean, you know, we're accustomed to doing something the same way. We had a system and we had a routine. We've had a few coaches in our season, in our early season right now. So this is our 3rd head coach.
What?
For the New York Sharks this season. We've had a New York Jets player that said he was going to be our head coach. He was on board, and then he didn't come around, and then we had somebody else who didn't own up to what he was saying he was going to do. So this is a transition that's taken on a little later on in our season. So things would have been a lot different had, say, we had Coach Reggie Wilson from day one. We didn't have him from day one. We didn't get him until actually the last boot camp.
Yes.
The last boot camp, which is the end of February. So he's had to come through at the last minute. And you know, of course, he's going to coach his way. You know, keep our foundation and coach his ideas, his schemes. So it's been a little bit of an adjustment.
So basically, you have to put your spin on things, right? Because the previous two coaches this season had their spin on things.
Yeah. It was more just kind of keeping it a New York Sharks thing and a New York Sharks tradition, and it's more just culturally getting going with the girls' attitude.
You know, when I see the football team, I see you guys everywhere now. On TV, on Channel 2, on New York 1. You guys are like oxygen everywhere. Is your team, would you say your team is the flagship team for the league? Because when it comes to other teams, I don't see them anywhere, especially on ESPN. I don't see them on Fox.
Right.
But you guys are doing a good job in the PR department.
We're definitely doing it. We're definitely doing it. I would absolutely say that, yes, we are the flagship team. New York has a lot of firsts. And I get calls from owners of other teams, from Texas to Utah, calling me up saying, how'd you guys do this? How would you make this happen? How'd you make that happen? So yes, we are. We take great pride in that. We're New York, and we do. And teams are following suit. You know, I love my New York Sharks. Will be a Shark till the day I die. But it's about all women in football. So for me to help out another team in Texas or in Montreal or whomever, as far as getting this marketing thing off the ground, we've got to do it.
Does the league have an agenda? I mean, I know your team has an agenda. Each individual stands on its own, unfortunately, especially when it comes to teams. But should the league, you know, come together and say, hey, this is what we want to do for women's football this year?
I completely agree with that. And I'm not, I don't know if allowed is the right word, but I'm not the one that's supposed to call or allowed to call the league. There's like 2 or 3 people from each team that is allowed to call the league for questions or information. So when I tell you, we Sharks have some great ideas to continue the New York Sharks to be the flagship team, but to help out all the teams. There are so many things that we could be doing as such to kind of monitor to the NFL, to reinvent what they're doing.
Is the NFL, the Jets are involved to a degree, right?
No.
Okay.
No, they're not. I mean, I've gotten some perks, you know, with the Jets as far as me coming out to training camps, things like that. But what's that doing for my team, really? Yeah. Besides me being able to hang with the coaches there, get some more coaching. But I mean, Todd Bowles has, you know, talked about giving me a job with the New York Jets. I'm being courted by the NFL a little bit right now, but nothing's written in stone. I want everyone to have a hand in this, but forget about the NFL for a second. Just what you said. Just the fact that our league should stand on our own, which we have been doing, but let's set a precedent. Let's set the tone here. Because we do have some things that we could be doing to make this league a bigger and better league.
Sure.
Yeah.
When it comes to on the field, man, what's happening on the field? Offensive, defensively, what are you guys doing? What is your offense? What is your defense?
Well, offensively, we kind of kept most of the mapping from last season, what they did on offense. Defense, we kind of revamped and started from scratch, so to speak.
You playing zone, man-to-man?
A lot of zone, high invert 2 coverage, with a little bit of pattern matching underneath. So it's been a little bit of change for the girls in terms of having to read keys now and react to a key, versus being a landmark player and just drop into a zone and now playing receivers in the zone.
And wait for the players to come to you.
Yeah.
Now you got to react. As far as a player yourself, how's it going? You're a defensive back, so now you're learning a whole new code,
It's
right?
a whole new defense, and I'm just getting used to it. So I can't wait to actually get more and progress more and learn more from it, because I used to just be that one to just drop back in there and just wait for the play. Now it's getting me to now I have to go and get it. Right. So it's pushing me to go get it, to get me out of that.
You're going to get it type guy.
Right, yeah.
You want to be aggressive.
She's a man player. So she's got speed, quickness, explosiveness, hands, and she's a man player. So for Nhandi to come out and change up her scheme a little bit is different for her. She will get it. She will definitely get it.
Because she can play this type of game.
She can play this type of game.
I mean, chilling in the back, waiting for the reaction, waiting for a certain player to do something. Go and get it.
We're like Nhandi zone, not man, but she's like, oh, okay, and she'll get it done.
And we got, the first 3 games of the season, she already has 3 interceptions and 1 for a touchdown. and a touchdown call back.
Those losses, how those losses affect you? Those first, I mean, especially you know, you guys went 8-0 in the regular season. Right now, this is a new world.
Yeah.
Losing.
Now it's time to look at ourselves and say, okay, now let's go and put the work in. We worked all the way in off season. Now let's show that what we did in off season can now progress in the regular seasons and start winning in-person games.
You know, when it comes to women's football, a major advancement was made last week, right? Becca Longo has received a scholarship. She lives in Arizona, but she received a Division II scholarship to Adams State. Do you feel, as women's football players, as you know, as former player, coach, you're a player, do you feel directly involved in that at all, or indirectly?
Directly involved. Directly involved. With women playing football on a level that we're playing, I mean, you figure you've got close to 100 teams in the United States of America alone. And someone's seeing, someone's watching. A lot of people may be ignoring the male gender population, but the women are seeing. Girls are seeing this, women are seeing this, and that's giving that girl a push that otherwise would not have played football. So yes, we are directly involved in that taking place, and we're very happy for her.
Especially the scholarship, that's major, but do you see today where women will play on the offensive line, the defensive line?
No, you know what, it's kind of a touchy situation.
Is that sort of crazy to say that?
I think it is crazy to say that.
Okay. There's one woman out there, no, we can do it all.
Yeah, you know.
Women's rights, God damn it.
And I'm all for
do it all.
You know?
Do it all.
Yeah, but you know, that Becky is a little bittersweet because we women football players are not trying to play in the NFL. Okay. We're really not. Right. We want our own platform. We want our own teams in universities and colleges. Right. You know, that's what we really want. Right. There is no other place for us.
Money. Takes money. Takes money to raise a team, takes money to raise a village. Money. How does that look, especially from the sponsorships, investors, that sort of thing?
Yeah, we don't, this season, this is the first time I believe that we don't have any sponsors. And not that the sponsors years back were viable and giving us tons of money. It might have been small amounts, you know, $3,000 here, $2,000 here, $1,500 here, and then that's where the buck stops.
The buck literally stops.
It sure does. It sure does. You know, we might have more people on our roster. Same with our team and other women's teams, but they can't afford to play the players.
Is it a mental? Is it the fact that most men are running these organizations, these companies, and they say, "Hey, women, you know, I'll put money in the lingerie league."
Yeah, now I want to fight somebody.
Okay.
Now I want to fight somebody. Yeah, you know, I mean,
I'm just saying, hey.
Yeah, and you are saying, and that is a general consensus with most people, especially with men, and it's. I hate to say this, but it's horrible that it comes down to that because men, the day that men start wearing just a jock strap and a modified helmet, I'm all in with football, even more so, watching that. But that's not going to happen, so we shouldn't have to do that either.
You can have it.
Yeah,
you call me Ray, you can call me Johnson. Y'all take it easy now.